own a real estate investment trust here in this environment of rising interest rates. I've told you over and over again that I prefer to stick with the REITs that are riding major secular growth stories. Think the data center REITs and the logistics REITs that benefit from the cloud and the expansion of e-commerce, respectively. Well, a couple of weeks ago, the logistics space got a lot more interesting. Prologis, a major owner of logistics properties and fulfillment centers, announced that it's acquiring DCT Industrial Trust for $8.4 billion, all-stock transaction. Now, these are both companies we've had on the show and said we like very much as terrific ways to play the burgeoning e-commerce trend. And I think the deal makes Prologis all the more attractive. But don't take it from me. Let's check in with Hamid Moghadam. He's the chairman and CEO of Prologis, a true visionary in this business. Learn more about the DCT merger, what it means for the future of his company. Mr. Moghadam, welcome back to Mad Money.
Happy Friday to you, Jim.
Oh, thank you, Hamid. I love this deal, and you know that. And one of the things I love about it is you are a seasoned player when it comes to buying and then integrating very quickly the best properties. So why don't you outline to us what you're going to do with DCT?
Well, you know, DCT is a company that we've always had a really high regard for, probably the closest strategy to Prologis in the U.S. and the highest quality portfolio of significant size that there was out there. So really what we want to do is use that platform to serve our customers better. But along the way, we're going to generate some savings through synergies, certainly on the cost side, but more importantly on the revenue side as we serve our customers and lever up, in effect, the size and the scale of the Prologis platform.
Now, it seems like they've got fabulous properties in the West, Southern California, a lot of demand there. Chicago, I mean, these are areas that when we had DCT on, it was very clear that they have the best properties. Will they be integrated easily with Prologis properties in those areas?
Yes, the overlap is almost perfect. They are in every single market that we're already present. So perfect overlap. In fact, I think once we go through the portfolio, we're probably going to retain over 93% of the assets.
Now, I know that there was a very funny moment in the conference call where an analyst was saying what this will do dividend, what this will do accretion. But if you could lay it out for just as best as you can right now, because I know the board has to approve things, this would presumably allow Prologis to continue its great record of raising dividends and raising earnings per share.
For sure. I mean, we haven't issued formal guidance, but we think it's going to accelerate our growth over time because it's driving down the cost of doing business by creating scale. I think we can add value by reducing the cost of capital and being able to run the platform more efficiently by virtue of scale. But those are all the immediate benefits. I think the longer-term benefits is leveraging that platform for information, for customer relationships, and all those other good things that happen to you when you're part of a large global operating company.
Now, when you have customers like an Amazon or XPO Logistics, which we talk a lot about, some of these European companies, they basically are, I know they can't demand anything of Prologis, but they do ask of you to do these kinds of things, don't they?
Well, increasingly they are. I mean, you know, historically the landlords have had the luxury of just leasing four walls and a roof and not doing a whole lot more for their customers, but increasingly in this interconnected world of supply chains and change, you know, the landlords, at least the good ones, should be helping their customers in many other directions. And we're really re-engineering the customer experience, making it much easier for our customers to move in, to utilize the space more efficiently. And really the data side of the business is increasingly important because if you look at it, these two platforms together will be almost 750 million square feet. And as you, I think, know, about 2% of the global GDP goes through our buildings. So we haven't even started to scratch the surface on the information side and the information opportunity of the business. You
had some really interesting opportunities. DCT's got some vacant land. I mean, is that something that you would just immediately start with your architects and figure out, let's get some more buildings up? Because you definitely need them if you're thinking about e-commerce out 3-4 years from now.
For sure. DCT has historically not been a very large developer, so their land bank is actually modest, but it's very well located. And they have a number of buildings under construction, and of course we'll complete those when this transaction, or if this transaction is approved. And we're going to start on the remainder of the land when the opportunities are right. Again, we have a very robust development business on our own, and it will be even more attractive with the two companies combined.
Now, can you just give me, in the time we have left, where are we in e-commerce? I think that I keep saying that we're very, very early. A lot of other people are saying, listen, it's got to be late. What's your impression? Because you probably see more than anyone in this business.
Well, it's interesting. I was at the conference where there were 5 different individuals, 2 from the retail business, a couple of customers, and a venture capitalist. And that question was asked. And the VC answered 100%, which is, of course, optimistic. And the retailers, the retail property owners said maybe a few points more. Today it's 10%. I would guess it would be north of 30 and 40%. It may take some time. And that's in the U.S. I think overseas it's going to get to that level even sooner because they don't have all the installed infrastructure of retail properties that we have here. I mean, I look at the answer to that question by talking to teenagers, and as those teenagers get into their prime buying age, I think that percentage is going to start to move up. Good shopping centers will continue to do really well, but I think it's all good for the logistics business.
Well, boy, you've been a visionary. You've done so many things right, and I congratulate you on what a great deal, because we loved DCT when we had him on, and you spotted him, and you're buying him, and congratulations, sir. That's him, Hamid Moghadam. He's the chairman and CEO of Prologis, the visionary in this whole field. Mad Money's back after the break.